Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving headfirst into a Dungeons & Dragons story where things don't just go a little wrong. Oh no, they go spectacularly, hilariously, unbelievably wrong. We're going to break down the anatomy of a perfect disaster.
All right, so you should check to see if you can eat vomit. Just let that sink in for a second. What in the world could possibly lead to a sentence like that? Well, that's exactly what we're about to find out.
Okay, so let's get into what we're actually talking about here. It's a concept called the botch, and you can just go ahead and throw your typical hero's journey right out the window. This is a whole different philosophy, where winning, yeah, that's kind of secondary. The real prize is crafting an absolutely unforgettable story. And you know what? The best stories, they almost always come from the most chaotic, illogical, just insane decisions. So memorable failure isn't just a possibility, it's literally the whole point.
All right, so to really get the art of the botch, we've got to set the stage. Let's first look at what a normal adventure is supposed to look like. You know, your classic fantasy quests, the simple stuff a hero does every day.
I mean, look at this. It seems so simple, right? Open a door, defeat a monster, talk to some locals, cross a bridge. These are like the absolute basic building blocks of any adventure. In a normal game, this is just a to-do list. But in a botched game, this is a menu of glorious potential disasters.
And that brings us right to the heart of it all, how this particular crew solves these quote-unquote simple problems. Forget logic, forget strategy. We are now officially entering the realm of pure unadulterated chaos.
And this right here just perfectly sums up their entire approach. You've got a locked door. Now, what would a normal person do? Look for a key, right? Maybe pick the lock? Not these guys. Their solution? A full-on, prancing, flying missile kick. It's their core philosophy, really. When in doubt, just apply the maximum amount of completely unnecessary force.
And here's the kicker. No pun intended. The craziest part is that sometimes this absolute madness actually works. The dice come up a perfect 20. That's a critical success. And bam! The missile kick punches a perfect cartoon-shaped hole right through the door. It is a moment of pure, beautiful, accidental, physics-defying genius.
And this pattern? It's everywhere. You can see it right here. Let's talk combat. Sword? Bow? Nah, too boring. They're gonna shoot it with a cat spitter, whatever that is. Strategy? Coordinated attack? Nope. How about we just cast an explosive thunder wave right on top of our own teammate? Sounds good. And diplomacy? Well, you can forget about persuasion or intimidation. Their go-to move is to just declare themselves the concubine of a local chief. It's a choice.
But of course, for every one of these bizarre actions, there has to be an equally disastrous and frankly hilarious consequence. And this, my friends, is where the botch truly shines.
So look at this number, 38. In this game, that is a huge amount of damage. We're talking enough to knock out a pretty tough warrior in one hit. So the question is, what could possibly cause that much pain all at once?
Oh, remember that epic missile kick to the door? Well, turns out the door kicks back hard. The result? Our hero spontaneously loses his legs. Yep, 1 minute you're a valiant hero, the next you're half a hero. As they say, pop goes the dwarf.
And the speed at which things escalate is it's breathtaking. Take this rope bridge incident. At 7 p.m., it's just a simple rope bridge, no big deal. 1 minute later, a character is already tangled up in some kind of weird ropes, and by 7:02, that same character is literally being ripped in half. It took all of 2 minutes to go from, hey, look, a bridge, to a gruesome, total catastrophe.
And the examples just keep on coming. I mean, they make a pillar explode, knocking out one of their own. They manage to chop off a monster's appendage, only to watch it scurry away and burrow into the sand. You've got fingers getting stuck in traps, accidentally opening a child's tomb, and sometimes a character just kind of floats away into a portal. You know, as you do.
So, this brings up a pretty obvious question, right? With all this chaos, all this mayhem, all this spontaneous amputation, do they ever actually succeed at anything?
Sometimes.
But you have to understand, even their successes are, well, they're complicated. Like here, they actually managed to destroy this pillar they were attacking. Great, except that the pillar immediately explodes and knocks their teammate unconscious. It's a classic case of a win that instantly creates a whole new, very immediate problem.
So why is this so compelling?
Why is this beautiful, glorious disaster just so entertaining? Well, it really all comes down to the simple joy of pure, unscripted chaos.
Because what this all shows us, really, is that the best story isn't always about the flawless hero who saves the day. No, it's about the dwarf who lost his legs kicking a door. It's about the adventurer who got ripped in half by a rope bridge. Those are the real treasures, right? The unforgettable, hilarious moments that can only happen when things go completely, totally off the rails.
And in the end, it really makes you ask, what's the whole point of playing a game like this? Is it just to win? Or is it to create a story that you're going to be laughing about for years and years? Why would you ever choose a simple, boring victory when you could have glorious, spectacular chaos instead?
And I think I'll leave you with this final thought from one of the players, after a particularly revealing discovery about the anatomy of their fantasy world. I, for once, feel very bad about this fantasy world. 3 is the average.